I'm Nicholas Ivan. Together with my colleague, we're going to discuss the tourism geography, destination management, and also the sustainable tourism of our chosen country, the India and Brazil. Now, let me welcome you to adventure through the kaleidoscope of human experience. Join us as we journey across continents, exploring the rich tapestry of cultures, landscape, and stories that shape our world today. India, with its rich tapestry of cultures, history, and natural beauty, stand as beacon in the global tourism landscapes. From the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas to the sun-kissed beaches of Goa, India offers a diverse range of experiences that captivate the imaginations of travelers from around the world. With a millennia-old history, India has been a magnet for explorers, traders, and also the adventurers throughout the ages. Its ancient monuments such as the iconic Taj Mahal in Agra and the majestic temple of Khajuraho bear witness to the country's rich heritage and architectural prowess. But India is not merely a land of monuments. It is a vibrant tapestry of cultures, languages, and traditions. Each region of the country boasts its own unique customs and cuisine, providing visitors with a sensory feast unlike any others. Moreover, India's natural beauty is unparalleled. From the lush forests of Kerala, the arid desert of Rajasthan, and the country's diverse landscape offer a plethora of outdoor activities and ecotourism opportunities. In recent years, India has emerged as one of the world's fastest growing tourism destinations that attracting millions of visitors annually. With the government's focuses on the infrastructure developments and promotions, the tourism sector has been a vital engine of economic growth, generating employment and fostering socio-cultural exchange. However, as India's tourism industry continues to flourish, it also faces challenges such as the environmental sustainability, infrastructure bottlenecks, and the cultural preservations. Addressing these challenges while harnessing the full potential of India's tourism offering is essential for ensuring the industry's long-term success and sustainability. India is the seventh largest country in the world. It is a land of remarkable geographical diversity. It is situated in South Asia. India shares border with the several countries including the Pakistan to the northwest, China and Nepal to the north, Bhutan to the northeast, and Bangladesh and Myanmar to the east. To the south, India is bordered by the Indian Ocean, which provides extensive coastline along its peninsular region. The geographical landscape of India is characterized by a wide range of terrains, climates, and ecosystems. In the north, the mighty Himalayas form a natural boundary with towering peaks reaching heights of over 8,000 meters. These majestic mountains not only offer breathtaking scenery but also serve as a haven for adventurer enthusiasts with opportunities for trekking, mountaineering, and skiing. Overall, India's geographical diversity is a testament to its rich natural heritage and offers a mirage opportunity for tourism, adventures, and explorations. From the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas to the sun-kissed beaches of the Andaman, India's landscapes are diverse as they are captivating. Each region of India offers a unique blend of history, culture, cuisine, and natural beauty, making it a fascinating destination for travelers. In North India, this region is known for its rich cultural heritage, historical monuments, and diverse landscapes. The major cities belong Delhi, Jaipur, Agra, and Varanasi. North Indian cuisine is famous for its use of spices bread like naan at paratha, and dishes such as the biryani and the kebabs. In East Asia, is characterized by its lush greenery, cultural diversity, and spiritual significance. States in these regions include the West Bengal, Bihar, and the Seven Sisters state of the Northeast. Kolkata is the cultural capital of the India and known for its colonial architecture, literature, and arts. East India is renowned for its festivals including Durga Puja in West Bengal and the Hornbill Festival in Nagaland. South India is famous for its rich traditions, temple architecture, and cultural delights. States in this region include the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and the Puducherry. Kerala is known as God's own country for its backwaters, beaches, and the other treatments. South India cuisine is characterized by rice-based dishes, coconut, spices, and a variety of vegetarian and non-vegetarian options. In West India, it is known for its vibrant culture, coastal beauty, and bustling cities. States in these regions including the Maharashtra, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Goa. Mumbai, the financial capital of the India, is located in the Maharashtra and is famous for its Bollywood film industry and iconic landmarks like the Gateway of India. Rajasthan is known for its desert landscape, majestic ports, and colorful festivals.
Tourism has emerged as one of the key drivers of economic growth in India, contributing significantly to India's GDP and employment. It can be a force for intercultural understanding and peace. Tourism can bring tangible economic value to natural and cultural resources. At the same time, tourism has major impact on the natural and built environments and on the well-being and culture of host communities. Tourism has led to pressure on fragile ecosystems and wildlife. It also puts considerable pressure on use of scarce resources. It has become a significant contributor to pollution and greenhouse gases emissions. As we recover from COVID-19 crisis and rebuild tourism sector, we must consider the long-term implications of the crisis and reimagine the future of tourism.
Sustainable tourism in India introduced the concept of lifestyle environment initiated by Honorable Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi during the COP26 in Glasgow. Life is a global movement urging individuals and communities to protect the environment against climate change. The Ministry of Tourism has launched the Travel for Life program as part of the Mission Life, aiming to promote the sustainable and responsible tourism in India. The program focuses on bridging behavior change among tourists and tourism businesses to promote responsible consumption and production of tourism products and services. First is Life Carry Their Own Bag. It outlines specific action and initiatives under the Travel for Life program. These include promoting the use of locally available and seasonal food, encouraging tourists to spend at least 5% on the local products and souvenirs, replacing single-use plastic items with reusable alternatives, developing organizational policies around social inclusivity, and providing information, education, and communication activities and capacity building to promote mass acceptance and adoption of sustainable tourism practices. Secondly, Life Sustainable Food Practices. It focuses on promoting sustainable lifestyle and food practices within the tourism sector. It emphasizes the importance of increasing social inclusivity in tourism activities and highlights the goal of increasing the number of STIC or Sustainable Tourism Criteria for India as certified establishment. Thirdly, increase in number of STCI Life Certified Tourism Service Provider. It discusses how the Travel for Life program by the tourism service providers aim to support the mission of life targets and global commitment to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. The Ministry of Tourism, Government of India invites all tourists and tourism businesses to participate in the initiative by undertaking Travel for Life action to promote responsible travel and to contribute to the safeguarding the planet, people, and prosperity. The program encourages individuals and businesses to join the network for pro-planet people and for responsible travel.
Destination marketing management in India involves the strategic planning, coordination, and implementation of marketing efforts in promoting various destinations within the country to attract tourists and boost the tourism industry. India has a diverse range of destinations including historical landmarks, cultural sites, natural wonder, and urban attraction. destination marketing management gained prominence in India as the tourism industry recognized the need for organization effort to showcase the country tourism potential to domestic and international travelers. The current state of destination management in India varies across different regions. Some popular destinations such as Goa, Kerala, Rajasthan, and Himachal Pradesh have well-established tourism infrastructure and effective marketing strategies. However, many other destinations are still in the process of development and require attention in terms of infrastructure, facilities, and marketing initiatives. The Indian government plays a crucial role in shaping the tourism landscape through policy formulation and governance. Various ministry and government bodies such as the Ministry of Tourism, State Tourism Department, and local authorities are involved in implementing policies, regulation, and initiatives to support destination management and development.
Branch. India's legislature is called Parliament, and it has two houses: the Rajya Sabha, or Council of States, and the Lok Sabha, or House of the People. Members of Parliament, or MPs, from the Rajya Sabha are elected by the individual state legislatures from each state, while the MPs from the Lok Sabha are elected by the people, with one from every constituency. As of 2020, the Rajya Sabha has 245 members, while the Lok Sabha has 543. Each elected MP serves for a usual term of 5 years, but the Lok Sabha can be dissolved early if the party in power loses a majority. Parliament is responsible for passing laws and voting on major issues, as well as overseeing the executive branch of government. The political party or alliance of political parties that has a majority of MPs in the Lok Sabha elects its leader in either house of parliament to become Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is the head of government of India and serves concurrently as a member of Parliament. The Prime Minister appoints a council of ministers and a cabinet made up of MPs in charge of various government departments, like the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Finance. The Prime Minister and his or her cabinet can be voted out by Parliament, so the executive branch reports to Parliament. While the President of India is technically in charge of the executive branch, he or she doesn't have much independent power and can act only on the advice of the Prime Minister and other government ministers. This makes the Prime Minister the most powerful official in the executive.
Destination marketing and promotion in India involve a mix of tradition and digital marketing strategy. This effort include advertising campaign, participation in travel, fair and exhibition digital marketing through social media platform, creation of promotional materials such as brochure and video, and collaboration with traveler agency and tour operators. Infrastructure development is a key aspect of destination management in India. This includes the development of transportation facilities, accommodation and option, tourist attraction, visitor center, and amenities such as restaurant, restroom, and recreational facilities. Investment in infrastructure are crucial for enhancing the overall tourist experience and attracting more visitors to different destinations across the country.
Community engagement and environment in India. Community engagement involves actively involving community members in decision-making, processes, and initiatives that affect their lives. In India, this could include community-led development projects, participatory governance, and initiatives aimed at empowering marginalized groups such as women, daylights, and tribal communities through educational, skills buildings, and access to resources. Crisis management risk mitigation in India. Crisis management refers to the process of preparing for responding to and recovering from crises or disasters. In India, this involves strategies and mechanisms for dealing with natural disasters like floods, cyclone, earthquake, as well as human-made. Cases like industrial accident or public health emergencies such as pandemic. Risk mitigations involves identifying potential risks and taking proactive measures to reduce their impact.
Heartbreaking images of how these once thriving cities and towns have now been reduced to nothing but rubble. But let's focus on India now. Whether you know or not, there are several parts in the country that are actually earthquake prone, that have been identified as places where there's a high. First tell you where national capital, Delhi, it falls under zone 4, which is considered to be a high risk of earthquake of seismic activity. Uttar Pradesh, particularly some parts of UP like North Uttar Pradesh, there's a high risk again. Now in Himachal Pradesh, there is a very high risk. That means it falls under zone 5, which is the most extreme, and which means the risk is very, very real right now. There are many other states and union territories that fall in this category. Parts of Jammu and Kashmir, for example, especially along the Himalayan mountains, there is a very, very real threat of a calamity striking. In Gujarat, particularly the run of Kutch, there is a very high risk. It's part of the zone 5 of seismic activity. Uttarakhand, similarly, also again, these are parts of Uttarakhand that either fall in the very high or in the high category of earthquake, of such a calamity happening. In Rajasthan too, at this point, the risk has been identified to be in zone 4, like Delhi, like Uttar Pradesh, which means there's a high risk. In parts of Bihar, again, there are some parts where in fact the risk is very high and others where the risk is high. So in all the state, it's prone to earthquakes. West Bengal and other states that's been identified as seismologists as having a high risk of having earthquakes. In many parts of the northeast too, you will see that most states are either having a high or a very high risk. Assam, for example, is in zone 5. That's the highest level of seismic activity. Manipur too falls in that list. So does Nagaland. Now beyond that, in a state like Sikkim, for example, it's in zone 4, which means there's a high risk of seismic activity. Andaman and Nicobar too, there's a very high chance of earthquakes. So you can make out that we've covered a lot of states and union territories right now in the country. In the face of that, how prepared are we for such a calamity, for such a disaster? Remember what happened in Gujarat in 2001 when there was a heartbreaking earthquake that left thousands of people dead. We focus on one particular city in India.
Capacity building and training in India. Capacity building involves enhancing the ability, knowledge, and skills of individuals, organizations, and communities to effectively address challenges and pursue opportunities. In India, capacity building initiatives may focus on sectors such as healthcare, education, agriculture, technology, governance, and entrepreneurship. Training program workshops and skills development initiatives are common method used to build capacity at various levels. Best practices case study in India. Best practices refers to methods, techniques, or strategies that have been proven to be effective in achieving desired outcomes. Case studies provide detailed analysis or specific projects, programs, or initiatives highlighting successful approaches, challenges faced, and lessons learned. In India, best practices and case studies cover a wide range of topics, including sustainable development, social entrepreneurship, environmental conservation, public health intervention, and more.
Brazil's tourism destinations offer a unique blend of culture, nature, and adventure. Whether you're looking to relax on the beach, explore the rainforest, or immerse yourself in the country's vibrant culture, Brazil has something for everyone. Plan your trip today and discover the wonders of Brazil. First is Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro, often called the Marble City, is a must-visit destination in Brazil. The city is famous for its Carnival Festival, which is one of the largest in the world, as well as its stunning beaches and lively nightlife. The second one is Salvador. Salvador is located in the state of Bahia. It's known for its rich Afro-Brazilian culture. Visitors can explore the city's historic center, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, or enjoy the city's lively music scene and traditional cuisine. So now, let's discuss the sustainability and conservation of. The first one is Amazon rainforest protection. Brazil has implemented various measures to protect the Amazon rainforest, including the creation of protected areas and indigenous reserves, as well as efforts of combat illegal logging and deforestation.
Forest, occupying the drainage basin of the Amazon River in northern South America. It covers an area of 6 million square kilometers, 40% of South America, spanning across Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, Guyana, Suriname, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, and French Guiana. And it is larger than the next two largest rainforests combined. It's home to more than 30 million people and 1/10 of known species on Earth. Amazon has an extremely diverse ecosystem. There are around 40,000 plant species, 3,000 types of fish, 1,300 types of birds, 430 mammal species, more than 380 species of reptiles, and a whopping 2.5 million different types of insects in the Amazon rainforest. Around 500 indigenous tribes call the Amazon rainforest home. Over 50 of these tribes have never had contact with the outside world. Amazon has more than 390 billion trees. Due to the thickness of its canopy, only 1% of the sunlight makes it to Amazon's ground, and it takes around 10 minutes for the rainwater to reach the ground.
The second one is renewable energy. Brazil is a global leader in renewable energy, particularly in the use of hydropower and biofuels. The country has also been investing in wind and solar energy to reduce its reliance on fossil fuel. The third is environmental conservation. Brazil has established a network of national parks, conservation units, and biological reserves to protect its natural habitats and wildlife. These areas plays a crucial role in preserving biodiversity and ecosystem services. Good day everyone. Today I will discuss the history of Brazil. Brazil, the largest country in the South America, has a rich and diverse history that spans thousands of years, from its indigenous roots to its colonial past. And beyond, Brazil's history is a tapestry of cultures and people. Long before the arrival of Europeans, Brazil was home to vast array of indigenous people who live off the land, cultivating crops, building communities. In 1500, Portuguese explorer Pedro Álvares Cabral landed in what is now Brazil. In 1808, Portugal's royal family fled the Napoleonic Wars and took refuge in Brazil, making Rio de Janeiro the capital of the Portuguese Empire.
The main objective of the BRICS countries, of which Brazil is one, is to ensure the growth of their economies. In this sense, and in the line with the objectives of the United Nations, the BRICS also seeks social inclusion and the fight against poverty and unemployment in their countries. One of the countries with the greatest biodiversity, Brazil has many activities to offer in the harmony with nature. To name a few, with trekking, diving, and wildlife watching, Brazil is made for sustainable travel experience, which is why ecotourism is growing steadily here. The area around Belo Horizonte is known for its many natural beauties and waterfalls among the absolute highlights. Within just a few hours of driving, you can reach many beautiful places where you can experience nature up close. We present some of the most beautiful waterfalls you can explore with hiking in the region.
Number 1. Iguazu Falls, Paraná. Iguazu Falls is the largest waterfall system in the world, with 275 falls over a width of 1.7 miles, and the highest drop is called the Devil's Throat and is 269 feet. This geological formation is approximately 150 million years old and is Brazil's second most visited landmark. It can also be visited from Argentina, as the borderline of the two countries runs directly through the middle of it. A word of advice though, no matter what side you visit, never say that you think the other side is prettier. Number 2. Salto São Francisco, Paraná. São Francisco Falls are the highest falls in the southern region of Brazil. The water drops a staggering 643 feet. Nestled in difficult terrain, reaching the base of the falls is a difficult 2.5 miles hike that will take you at least a few hours. Number 3. El Dorado Falls, Amazonas. El Dorado is Brazil's highest waterfall. The water drops an incredible 1,158 feet. You have to be brave if you want to see it firsthand though. The only way to get up there is to take a boat trip and then a difficult hike through the dense Amazon forest, where you'll have to battle the Amazonic flora and fauna to reach the foot of the falls. Even though I myself haven't been, I am told it's worth it.
Over time, many green projects and other forms of collaboration have emerged around the theme of sustainability. But it didn't stop there. Other ecological projects followed, also reaching into topics such as urban planning and tourism. We present some of these projects here so that you can see many places with different eyes on your trip to Brazil. About 800 billion trees in the tropical rainforest For comparison, there are 100 rainforest trees for every one of the approximately 8 billion people in our planet. On a typical day in the Amazon tropical rainforest, the fog quickly dissipates in the morning, and by the midday, it becomes hot. Later, the clouds become denser, and by late afternoon, there is rain. Depending on whether it is rainy or dry season, is the fourth largest forest reserve in the Brazil, and the third largest part of intact tropical rainforest in the world. The area has an incredible number of plant species and it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is ideal for hiking, canoeing, and especially for boat expedition. The untamed wilderness of Jao National Park will surely touch.
Jao National Park was founded on September 24, 1980 by a decree of the Brazilian government as part of actions taken to promote global integration. The authoritarian government of Brazil had the goal of preserving the biodiversity in the area and facilitating education. Although the park was not contested, many indigenous peoples in the area were evicted as a result of the park being formed. In the 1980s, the Amazon Victoria Foundation, along with IBAMA, took over the management of the park. They expanded on the programs put in place by the government and developed a more comprehensive community-based management plan that included the traditional people of Jao. In fact, it is the most biodiverse region of the Amazon, containing many species of fish, reptiles, and even some big cats like jaguars. In 1991, Jao Park managers started keeping records in a database to begin baseline for species.
Brazil is home to the greatest biodiversity in the world. To preserve this natural heritage, Brazil created the National System of Protected Areas in 2000. It protects a total area about 4 times the size of Montana. Thus, Brazil today has 73 national parks, which you should definitely visit on a trip to Brazil. Ample space, Brazil has many mineral resources and valuable raw materials that can be traded significantly with foreign countries as exports goods. Brazil is the 5th largest country in the world and benefits primarily from its own agricultural economy, which accounts for 25% of the gross domestic product and 1/3 of the jobs.
This study aims to develop, test, and validate a structural model to measure the relationship between tourism governance and the competitiveness of tourism destinations in Brazil. The research has exploratory and quantitative approaches. The studies target population where public actors, private and civil society who work in the Brazilian tourism sector. The results revealed a reliable and valid structure for modeling tourism, governance, and competitiveness of tourism destinations in Brazil. The main practical implications are to identify the dimensions of the measurement of tourism governance and competitiveness of tourism destinations by enabling the organization of an analytical tool for measuring, evaluating, and monitoring the actions of decision makers, presenting which dimensions are most important for each construct in the Brazilian assessment. In 2020, Brazil incorporated the culture portfolio into the Ministry of Tourism, and also strengthened action related to tourism development, competitiveness, infrastructure, and attracting investment. The new structure of the Ministry of Tourism now allows greater coordination between the various decision-making bodies and authorities in states and municipalities.
Hello. Brazil is the largest country in South America and the 5th largest country in the world. Although its capital is Brasilia, the most popular cities in the country are Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo. Brazil is known for its beautiful beaches, exotic forests, colorful culture, and energetic people. It is also famous for its world-renowned carnivals, football teams, and music. Brazil has a great diversity. Here you can find many different geographic regions such as the Amazon rainforest, the Pampas grasslands, hot tropical coasts, and mountainous areas. Moreover, Brazil's food culture is also very diverse. You should try many traditional dishes such as feijoada, picanha, coxinha, and brigadeiro. Brazil's history dates back to the presence of native tribes, and then it went through Spanish and Portuguese colonial periods. In 1822, Brazil gained independence from Portugal. Today, Brazil is a modern country and plays an important role in the world economy. It is also internationally recognized in areas such as football, music, and art. If you want to learn more about Brazil's culture, nature, and way of life, you should definitely travel here. With its friendly people, colorful atmosphere, and beautiful scenery, you will have an unforgettable experience. Yes, Brazil is the 5th largest country in the world in terms of area and the 9th largest in terms of population. It has 26 states and a federal district, and Portuguese is the official language. Brazil's history dates back to the presence of indigenous tribes, followed by the periods of Spanish and Portuguese colonialism. Many indigenous cultures still exist in various parts of Brazil today,
Main laws aiming at the maintenance of jobs and the regulation of consumer laws to prevent mass bankrupt and a sector credit guarantee which provided BRL 5 billion for companies to fund infrastructure works and working capital. In Brazil, local tourism businesses, especially those rural areas, will benefit enhanced access and use of digital platforms. If these private sector businesses were to expand and enhance their digital presence, it would uplift the entire destination's digital ecosystem, making the destination more visible to prospective travelers. The Ministry of Tourism, Embratur, and regional tourism boards should allocate resources to educate local businesses about digital best practices and collaborate with universities and digital companies to develop a more robust digital skills education platform.
The Banto Project is an international NGO that operates in Brazil, Australia, and the Philippines. The project was founded in 2006 by Ederson Miranda Mestre Rosinho, while he was living in Australia and working to help heal trauma among young African refugees. In 2020, Mestre Rosinho returned to his hometown of Veracruz, Brazil, to serve his home community. Since its opening, the Banto Institute has expanded its after-school classes to include capoeira, percussion, circus skill, computing, geography, English and mathematics for youth aged 6 to 19. It is also developing adult outreach programs such as a women's jewelry, making collective to help generate income for families in the community. In Brazil, a common misconception was that disasters do not exist while Brazil is not highly exposed to large disruptive hazards like tsunamis, volcanic eruption, or large earthquakes. It is not disaster-free, and the country continues to suffer from smaller, ongoing disasters. Larger cities with the growing economies have drawn people from across the country in search of job opportunities. Landslides, flash floods, and flooding are the cause of 87% of disaster-related deaths in southern Brazil. These hazards occur in increasing frequency and are concentrated in the densely populated economic hub of South and Southern regions. Brasilia 7, March 23, with a webinar organized by Euroclima in conjunction with the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Supply of Brazil. This training is part of the series of activities defined in a innovative risk management instrument action to increase the resilience of smallholder farmers in the agriculture sector in Brazil, which includes a pilot with moment coffee procedure in the south of the country.